Right? But Diane, I do promise you that no matter how much you watch it, you'll learn twice as fast when you experience it, right? The
Okay.
questions become very different, you know,
Okay.
in that perspective. But just to get you started, right, I'm going to jump in and I just want to show you this because once you get to this point, everything is kind of is easier, right? So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so this is your dashboard. As soon as you log into your back office, you'll see this. And on the left-hand side is where you schedule meetings, just the way you do it with Zoom or Google Meets, day and a time. That link is only good for that meeting, you know. But if you want to start an instant meeting, like let's say I'm just talking to you and you want to send somebody an invite link, you click on share and you just copy the link and you can text it to them, email it to them, or you can send them a proper invite for a later time still using this if you don't want to go through a whole scheduling process. Right? And then once you start a meeting, right now we have two versions. The reason we have two versions is we started with this one, and then as soon as we launched, we said we're not as smart as we think we are, and we left out some things we want to do. And so we immediately started building version 2, which was making it much more AI focused. Like our first idea was to invent the best interactive webinar platform in the world. And then we kind of accomplished that at Hello in our own minds and realized there was a much bigger play. And so what we can do now today is we can do things live in a webinar, we can do things in a recorded webinar, we can do things with interactive texts and emails. The whole philosophy of the company is whenever you meet somebody or however you want to meet somebody, live, recorded, text, email, social media, that we can turn that into an interactive point of contact. So version 1 will be going away soon because all the things that aren't X'd here will be green here, so we'll only need the one version. But for right now, if you want to start in our latest version, which is 2.0, just realize that you want to make sure your microphones and your cameras are hooked up to the right device. Otherwise, people will get on your webinars and they go, I can't hear you. I thought this was going to be, you know, and that it's usually hard. You never overcome that, right? Once they can't hear you, you know, downhill from there. I promise you that. Okay. So then when you hit join the meeting as the host, and the guests will go through the same experience. Okay? And now you're in a webinar, you know, let's pretend there's other people in this webinar, right, with me. And the key button to learn right here that makes us unique is this share button right here. That stands for share a website or share a presentation versus screen, which stands for screen share, the way you would normally do in Zoom or Google Meets. So we have both options. Okay? So the first time you log in, what I want you to do is hit the share this button. And then all of a sudden you'll see a menu come up and it'll say website URL. Okay. And then all you'll do is you'll type in, right, the website that you want to bring up.
Estoy esperándome. ¿Vas a hacer los chicharrones?
Okay. Oh, sorry, let me.
¿Qué dejaste ahí el salmón afuera?
People never realize we can hear their whole lives, you know. See, I have that. Let me stop this for a second so I can just do this. So if you guys want to say something, just feel free to unmute yourself.
It sounded rough.
To say something. Okay. Should be good. Let me go back to where it was. Okay. Let me just go back here. Okay. Let me start this one over. Okay. So as I was saying, you'd go to share a website, and you can copy and paste from a browser or type in whatever website that wants to be. And then you can hit preview. You see, yeah, okay. So when you hit preview, you get to see the website you're about to share before they do. So that way you can see what it looks like, right? Now, notice it may look a little smaller here because you have this open, but your guest can't see this. This is your menu. So if you want to see what they see, you can just X that out, and you'll see they get the whole pretty picture. To bring it back, the menu, you just go right back to your share button. Okay? And now you got your menu back. So now I'm confident that it's the right page. because maybe I want to bring up a different page instead of that page, right? So I hit standard, means I'm in control, and you see it says standard up here in the left-hand corner. And that means it's like Zoom. I'm showing them the website. They think their credit card is safe. They're multitasking already on me because I'm blabbing for 10 minutes on my presentation. And then you surprise them by saying you want them to take a call to action. And it could be anything. It could be signing up for a newsletter. It could be booking an appointment with you. It could be purchasing a product, enrolling in a program. In this case, with State Farm, the great thing is it allows them to start a quote with you. So I just made it interactive. And whether it be one person or 600 people, they'd all be able to type in their zip code at the same time in complete privacy and start a quote. And when they're doing that, as opposed to sending them a text in the chat to go start afterwards, at any time I want, even though they're filling out the information and it'll stay there, and somebody says, I understand that you have some retirement plans. I would say, great, everyone, hold on a second. I'm going to pull that up for everyone because I want everyone to see it. I click standard. I clicked on investments. I clicked on my retirement. I take them through my retirement presentation. And then I say, for anyone interested in there, I'm going to make the screen interactive again. You can stay here and look around, or you could just go click on right back to the home page and finish your getting a quote. So at any time you have this 3 buttons here of total control. Guests are in control, I'm in control, or I just want to talk. So if you master those 3 buttons, you're 90% there in everything else. Does that make sense? Oh, you have to unmute yourself.
Definitely makes sense.
Okay.
Yes, it does. It makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, I like that. Now, just so you know, we always talk about that you could do real-time voice translations. So let's say you're on the webinar and you found out there's somebody who speaks Vietnamese or Thai. John and I just did that in the session before. And as the host, this is how easy it is. You see there's a translation button on the bottom. All you do is hit translation. You would hit start translating, and you see this drop menu. Your guests get the same box that you do, and it'll say start translating on their side. And it could be 40 people with 40 different languages, and they just go to the drop down menu and they choose the language they want to hear you in and read you in at the same time. So you might have one person pick Japanese, another person who pick Korean, and you as the host, because I have it defaulted to English, I'm going to hear everyone in English. Or if I was Vietnamese myself and everyone else was English, I could choose Vietnamese, and I would hear all the English people speak in Vietnamese and get to read it as well, like a bad kung fu movie, right? I could decide whether I want that second delay or whether I want that translation, okay? And then whenever and so I would hit start, you have to hit start translation. And then at some point, if I want to stop it, I just hit disable and I'm back to normal. If I want to record the meeting, we made it pretty simple. Hit record. Starts 5 seconds after you hit record, and it works, okay? And in your settings buttons, okay, this is where if you want to go from a standard meeting, and let's say now it's time to do your presentation, you want to make everyone disappear, you hit webinar, and you hit start webinar mode. Then you activate it, and if you had 50 or 100 people on the screen, they would all be gone. You're making your presentation, you're sharing your websites, and at the end, they have questions, you want to bring them back. I go to settings again, I turn off the webinar mode, and they're all back. So I'm just giving you a big picture, right, on everything, right, from that perspective, just to make sure you have it, okay? And so that's pretty simple here. Here's where your chat button is. So you can have the chat open while you're doing this. You can see who the people are who are on it. So you would have my chat here, my people here. Like I did, that's how I muted somebody out. I saw their name on the other system, and I just hit mute. I can mute everybody, mute an individual. I could kick participants out if they're being rude, remove them. I could stop someone from screen sharing. I have that ability. All of that will be in the people section when you get that. I know a lot of it's not going to make sense. It's not going to stick all today, but at some point they'll go, oh, I think he talked about that. That seems familiar when you're kind of playing with it. Okay, so I'm going to end this meeting and come back to you guys. I feel like I've been gone. It's again, so now I can see everybody again. So, is there anything anyone wants me to cover specifically today? Go ahead, Desi.
Yes, I had two questions, Steve. One is about relating about the translation. It's just translation, is no voice, right? Translation.
No, it's voice.
So you are
It is
talking in
voice.
English, and I'm gonna be listening your voice in Spanish.
That's
Am
right.
I right?
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
I just see the translation one time you did it, but I didn't
Uh-huh.
find out. We was trying at the office. We were trying to do the Spanish voice, and we couldn't figure it out. And the other question is the chat. The chat, I had to put the question in Spanish, and you receive it in English, or the answer.
I'm not sure. I don't think the chat translates. I don't think we were
Okay.
that good on
Okay.
that side, but that's something we should do. Make it across, but certainly not on. But we haven't done that yet. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
And the translation, sometimes it takes a second or two to kick in. Sometimes if you're on a weird device, it won't work. But 90% of the time, like John and I just did it a few minutes ago on our last meeting, and we're both like, it worked. We're excited. You always go through that moment as the host. Oh, good, it worked, right?
Okay,
That's
that's good to hear. And the last question, Steve, is about when we are in putting the links and we have different links. Let's say we handle two business. It's related, but I mean it's two part of the business, or three part of the business. One is for residential, commercial. They are different. Let's say part of the business, but it's not. So how we work with that, with the links?
So when you do smart links, the co-host links, you can only do that with co-host with one website at a time, right? So if you have two different websites, they both can't be co-hosted links for the same meeting. So if you can go to different pages on that site, so if it's two different areas on the same website, you can go that. Otherwise, you couldn't do that. You'd have to stop sharing that and then bring up that site separately. But we don't have the ability to set up two co-host links for two different websites in the same meeting. And yeah, because what would happen is like right now when a guest comes in on that one link, we have them like locked in a jail cell. They can't get out of that link. So that way we make sure the person gets credit for the sale no matter what, right? When you make it interactive, they can't go to another website, even if you want them to, right? From that point of view, to protect you and the guests. Because we know the first time, the first time you give out smart links to somebody and they invite a guest and they didn't get credit for the sale, they're going to go, this whole system doesn't work, right? And so we really have that locked down to make sure that can happen. The only way it doesn't happen is if they type in their wrong URL when you set that up. And let me just take you through the process real quick when you set that up. Okay. Second here. Okay. So if I was going to set up my co-host meeting, I have to schedule a meeting. Co-host meeting can't be an instant meeting, right? And so I'm going to do co-host meeting. Remember, I title it, description, all this is the same. I pick the day, I pick the time, I pick the duration, which is not an obligation. It's more of a warning to your guests. So if you pick 30 minutes and it goes an hour and a half, doesn't matter. The meeting will go an hour and a half. Okay. Do you want a recurring meeting? Do you want to have a waiting room, broadcast, Facebook Live, YouTube? So I have all the usual Zoom and Google Meet options. But here's where we differ. If you want to have a standard meeting, which all it means is it's going to start like we did today. We're all just in video mode. And we're talking, and I brought up that State Farm site at any time, so I'm not stuck that I can't do anything. But if I want to have it where other people are going to get credit for the sale, which is we call those smart links, I click on interactive, and then since I'm not going to be the only host, I'm going to pick co-hosts. Okay. And now I'm going to pick my one website that everyone else is going to have a replicated version of. And if it's not in my list, I'm just type it in. That's all I have to do is type it in and it'll be there. But right now I'm just going to pick it. And then I'm going to create those links for my affiliates. And if I've created them in the past, I don't have to create them a second time. I just check their names. And I love that, right? So now I've just created an invite link for myself and for two other people. And then somebody calls me and says, I'm brand new and I would love to have a co-host link for your meeting. And I say, great. And they go, well, let me give you my replicated ID number. And no, I don't need it. I'm going to send an email to you and you can just fill out the form. So all I need to set up a link for anybody is their first name, last name, an email. That's all I need to type in. So Jameson Office 06 at gmail.com. I know their first name, last name. And because, like you said, I may have more than one company, this is just for me. I'm going to say, oh, it's going to be a pitch demo. And that's how I create them. And as soon as I do that, the two people that I previously selected, plus the new person, they're going to get an email from Pitch that says, Steve's doing a meeting tomorrow night, 8:00. Here's your invite link to make sure you use to invite all of your guests so you get credit for the sale. Just to make sure there's no mistake, fill out the ID number in this form that's with your replicated website or your whole URL, and you'll get credit for every single customer that comes to the meeting if they ever purchase products, and you're done. That's how you set up the co-hosts. So that's why we can't set it up twice for the same meeting. It'd be way too confusing. And this allows us to have no integration with any company in the world, in any country in the world. So we could work with Amway, Shopify, Amazon, Herbalife, Nu Skin, Shop.com, any website at the touch of a button. And they don't even know it. That's how simple the system is. And that will allow us to be as big as we can. Okay. So like I said, I know it's a lot at hello, right? Just ask Gail, right? It's a lot in the beginning, right? And then you kind of figure it all out as it goes on. Okay. Anyone else have anything special they want me to cover today?
Yeah, Steve, if you could go over, I was successful at getting a video, uploaded my image, got the voice, got the script, and I saw it going across to the green bar in the top right corner that was recording. And I stepped away for a moment. I came back to my computer and then I couldn't find it. So I know that I'm pretty sure it actually saved it. Did I miss something in terms of where to find it? And I did put a title on it. I did 3 URLs on it, by the way. Does that count?
So
or is that confusing?
No. I'm saying we were doing maintenance on that for the past couple of days. So we may have lost it from that. But if you do it correctly, right here where AI tools and talking photos, it would load here. Like if you did it correctly, you'll see it rendering. A green box comes up.
Okay.
So a green line will come up here to let you know it's uploaded successfully, and then you'll see a rendering box, and so you'll know it'll be finished there.
So that didn't show up at the bottom because I was looking for that. So should I just redo it?
Just redo it, and we'll certainly replenish your credits, for redoing that as well.
Okay. Great.
But
that's good. Thank you.
Yep. And like I said, we're going to make this.
Can you go over?
Go ahead, Gail. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. You guys can hear me.
Yeah. What happened today? What did you do?
I don't know. I just showed up a little later, I guess. Could you go while we're on the talking photo? Can you go over the recording of your voice? Because I had a chat on with mine, but I haven't tried it since you guys did the maintenance or anything.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, let's start from the beginning, right? Because some people maybe haven't done a talking photo yet. So let's say this is the first time. And if I've uploaded a picture before, the good news is it saves it. And so I don't have to do it again. Otherwise, I'm going to start here, choose an image, and it immediately goes to my computer, right? My Mac, this is on my Mac. It has the latest photos, or I can go to any other section and just literally click on it. So that's how easy it is, right? And let's say I don't like that picture. I want to start over. Okay, I'm going to pick this picture instead without that thing in the side. So number one, pick a photo. Okay. Number two is, and this is the part that you got to get good at, is writing a script. And that's why you don't want to have a 5-minute video, right? Because the more you write, the better you have to be to keep someone's attention for 5 minutes. And what starts out as something cute and clever, wears off after 4 or 5 minutes, right? That's why social media is so popular, right? They only have to be entertaining for 15 seconds for somebody who's going on to the next video. So you end up typing your script here, right? And then you want to hit enhance script, because this is where I'm saying, will not change your script, but it'll give it the emotion. So it literally reads it and goes, okay, he's talking happy here. Maybe we have him clear his throat here. Maybe we have him pause here. And it'll come up and you'll see in brackets these suggestions that it's going to do. And you can erase them. You can write in your own brackets. And you just make sure you hit enhance script. And so when it happens. if let's say you have an audio from someplace else that you did, and you want that audio, so you don't have to write the script because you did it once before, you can upload the audio instead of a script, and you don't have to worry about it, and you'd be done, right? In that sense, and that talking photo will actually match the audio, lip sync it to exactly what you had previously. So it's script or upload audio. Pretty simple. Okay. Now, when it comes to select a voice, because maybe it's not me, like a lot of people love to have virtual assistants. So they create a fake person in their lives. So you can pick somebody who everyone thinks is your executive assistant, who's actually communicating on your behalf. Or, well, as you know, on Tuesday nights, we usually do a celebrity just to show off the software and have some fun with it, right? But what Gail was saying is, how do you pick a voice, whether it be a celebrity, whether it be me, or whether it be my make-believe character? So I hit select voice. And we have in our back office pre-made ones for you to choose from. So that's what's kind of nice, is you don't have to start at ground zero. You can literally just pick from some of the ones that we gave, right, in different categories. Or what Gail was saying is, how do you make your own voice? Okay? So you hit clone voice. And if you have an audio file of your voice from some other recording, you can upload it. Or what I like to do is just tell somebody, if you can talk for 30 seconds, you could record your voice. So literally you hit recording, see this popped up, allow it to use it. And now I literally will talk for 30 seconds, which I'm certainly known to do. And then I would, it'll stop automatically. And then you have to title it. If you don't title it, it won't save it. And so that's what happens. So you hit title, Steve 2. I want to make sure that there's a background noise. I'm in a coffee shop, so that'll mute everything out. If I have more than one version of my voice, maybe one is professional, one is warm and friendly, depending on my style I did that day. One might be, sales pitch, guy. And I hit clone voice, and I'm done. That's it. And now when it goes back to my voices, it'll be here. It'll be in that section where I find the voice and record it. It hasn't rendered yet, So any questions on that, on how to create your own voice? Oh, and then I'm sorry, to finish it is if you're doing that yourself. So I have me, I have my voice, I have my script, and then I can add a URL or multiple URLs that I want to have play. Now, as I said, we're going to change this structure to make it match the other section we have. So right now you can only add the URL, but you can't pick the time, right? We haven't fixed that yet. You click this. So let's just say I was here, www.mypcx.com. And I like to add more than URL, the landing page, the feature page, the pricing page, maybe my calendar, book appointment, whatever it's in coordinated with that script. See, I could add as many URLs as I want. Change my mind. I click the box, and if I had a script in there, it would allow me to generate it, and then you'll see it here. And then what I do is, because I like to do a little more options with it, if it's here, they download. That arrow, it'll say download, and downloads on my computer. And this is what you won't have to do in the future, so it's probably another week or so. And then I go to my meeting, and I go to my recordings, and I upload that video I just downloaded to here. And I select a video, show all files. It's from my computer. Doesn't know what I want to do. And for instance, if I pick the gentleman I know, his name is Jeff. I uploaded his video. I pick the title, I write my description. And here's where I could add the URLs, and I can choose the exact time that I want those URLs to pay. So maybe I want Jeff talking for 10 seconds, and then I want his homepage to come up. Then I want the pricing page, the feature page, the Calendly, and I get to do all that good stuff right here. Okay. I upload it, I'm done. And then I'm going to go to edit, and I want to confirm that I did everything right. So I'm going to look at the title, the description. I'm going to check websites. I decide to change that. I'm going to add a thumbnail by choosing the picture. And then I can write my descriptions right in the thumbnail, right? You'll literally see a change, right? See, my name is going to appear in the thumbnail, and I can even write a description. That's how easy it is. And I hit save. And then I'm done. So Gail, did that help?
Yes, I have to work on mine because went out and you clicked record your voice part. I did not get the little window up to the left. You know what I'm saying? When you click record and then there's a little pop-up window on the left and then there's a countdown, the counter. I did not get that a couple of days ago.
Okay. So when I was here, talking photos, okay. Remember, select voice, right? I'm going to hit clone. And I'm going to hit see record voice here. So nothing's popped up yet, right? This is just record.
Right.
And then it says start recording. I hit start recording, right. and then this is the only one with a little asterisk. Just have to title it to save it.
Okay.
So I would, okay, but there's no external pop-up, right? It's kind of pretty. Let me take you through it again. So I again select voice, even though I haven't done anything else, it'll work every time. Select voice, go to clone. If I was going to if I had an audio file on my computer of some recording I did once before, I could click here and just upload it, right, to that box, or I'm going to record it for the first time. And remember, you only have to record this once. You're not recording the script for the video. You're just recording your voice. It'll use your voice forever in that sense. And then you just hit start recording. It'll literally at 10 seconds, it'll give you the ability to stop, and it'll end at 30 seconds no matter what. And then you title it. You could write a description, like to say, this is my friendly version, remove the background noise, and you'll be done.
Okay, for some reason, I had to record my voice. I'll try it once we get off, but I had to record my voice, and because from my computer, and because it didn't save it as a MP3 3 or 4, I had to go out and convert it. And so then I was able, and then I went to my laptop or to my computer, then I was able to upload. But every time I tried to record my voice just from there, something didn't work right. So I will try once we get off.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it today and it records. I think, Gail, have you tried it since they fixed it? Because I just hit record and it automatically recorded my voice when I was.
Oh, and also yesterday, I gave people that didn't get it this website that does a great job of converting things into an MP3 file. And so if that's a foreign language to many of you, all that means is if you see it, let's say you were doing a celebrity or you're doing someone you know, right? Let's say a CEO of a company or a vice president of a company, and you wanted it to do, you copied a picture of them from Google and you found them speaking on YouTube, but you can't upload a YouTube video for their voice. But if you copy and paste that website, you can take any YouTube video, even one an hour long, and it'll convert it to an MP3 file, and you can actually choose just 30 seconds. So if they're speaking with other people, but let's say at the 1 minute and 10 second mark, you know, is where there's a good 30-second clip, you can literally take 110 to 140 of the video. It's very, very easy, and it's free, and the site works great. And so let me show you what I mean. Now that you guys know you can copy it. Hold on a second here. So I'm showing you my secret tools that I use, you know, just so you know, okay? Okay, so here it is. So what I would do is literally you just cut and paste it. That's it. I mean, it's that easy to do it. This is the site, you know? So, and then you download it on your system and it's great. So that's the site, okay? And they don't charge you anything. Okay. There are some good sites that are paid that you're welcome to use as well. But I found that one for me very easy to use, okay? So credits. So each plan gets a certain amount of free videos, right? Otherwise we'd go broke. So, right, or you know, from that, or no reason to buy a higher plan, right? So, because we're new, right now we've been giving away, and we still are just giving away credits for free. But at some point, we'll put a value proposition on it where let's say on the $49 plan, you get 3 videos, maybe you get 5 in the middle one or 10 or 20 in the upper one. It's just so new, and we wanted people to use it as much as possible to get experience. We're not interested in what it costs us. We're interested in your experience, but we'll be making that transition. We also don't want to make people upgrade to a higher plan if they only want to make another couple of videos. So that's why you'll purchase additional credits. Right now, I think it's about 2 credits per video. But like I said, we're not locked in to that. We, in that perspective, but other sites out there that do these kind of avatars charge anywhere from 50 cents to $1.50 a minute for these perspectives. So we're certainly going to be the cost-effective kids on the block because we're providing you these other services. But there just is a hard cost, of doing all that. So we want to make sure that we're protected and it's at a price where you still want to use it as much as possible. So
great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for the question. Okay. Does anyone else have anything else they need me to cover today? Just remember tonight we have, for those of you that want to join us at 9 o'clock Eastern. I would call it an opportunity presentation. It's not a hard sell. It's an enthusiastic presentation of our overall product and service, that of course that I lead the charge, but you'll also get to hear from many other guests that are using the platform and their experiences and how they're signing people up. So if you have a guest, and you have any confidence in me, as opposed to just having a VIP one-on-one meeting, it's your choice, right? It's tools in your tool chest. I give an overall presentation that, like I say, is PG rated, safe for families, sense that I won't make anyone feel comfortable like this is not a get rich quick scheme or so it's really about the product and the uniqueness of the product. And we do mention that if someone is looking for an alternative income, we have a very great referral program. And I know we don't really talk about that much in this because this is focused on product training. But I can tell you that whether you need to be prepared for it because it will happen on your meetings. Let's say you're selling Herbalife, Nu Skin, Shopify or Amazon, and whether it's one-to-one to one-to-many, when I do a meeting, I never tell my guests that the screen is interactive until it's time for that call to action, right? And so when they think they're safe, right, their credit card's in their pocket, you're going to send the text in the chat the way we always do, they're ready to go. Oh, no, wait 1 minute. You can actually purchase and roll the product right now. Invariably, they'll say, excuse me, what software is this? And so that's, as opposed to you chasing a financial opportunity, it's going to come to you. And that's where, why not let us say thank you to you, right? We're not looking at you to become our sales reps, our business people. They're people that want to do that. We love them and we embrace them, but we also love the people who just want to refer us a person that happens organically and naturally, because that's our whole go-to-market strategy. Saying in 25 years, I did $4 billion in sales with that go-to-market strategy. I know it works when you have a product that actually is a surprise to people and has an impact on people, as opposed to convincing them with some clever advertising campaign. You convince them that your product itself is clever. And so that's where you have an opportunity. And someone like Gary and Phil, and Gail, they're taking advantage of that genuine, authentic reaction from people who are impressed with the software that you're using to sell them your primary business, or your primary call to action. And so for those of you that just aren't familiar with it, you may, whether you use our service or not, we pay people the same. So there's many influencers that I'm saying that may never get off YouTube, but if they could refer this, right, they'll make $50, $75, or $100 up front for every referral, 10 to 30% residual, depending on how many customers they sign up. And then if you're interested in building a team, there's what we call royalty overrides, which is just more money getting paid on other people who are bringing people that you didn't bring yourself. It's that organic and natural. So as opposed to missing out on the opportunity, I'm bringing it up here not to convince you to do it, but just be prepared for when that moment happens. So somebody goes, you don't go, I don't know anything about that, because they will seek us out and they'll sign up, and then the money just goes to somebody else, and that would be a shame when it originated from you. Because the company, just so you know, we don't sign anybody up direct. If you go to the company website and you click on price, it'll say get together with the person who told you about our company. So you never have to worry about the company being in competition with you. That's our commitment. Everything comes through you guys, whether it be a Fortune 500 company, another direct sales company that are signing up with us, or your neighbor in that perspective. Okay. So if you guys don't have anything else, like I say, Tuesdays is my longest day of the week because I gotta hang around now till 9 o'clock and prepare for that phone call. So so if you let me go, I'll let you guys go, and hopefully I'll see you tonight, or I'll see you back here tomorrow. And again,
Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you.
No, and I'm saying just and feel free. I'm saying, like, the best questions are people like Gail, who is doing something in the moment and it doesn't work, right? Or it doesn't work the way she expected it to work. And then I can answer that question, right? As opposed to the theoretical questions. Like, I haven't done the photos yet and I'm curious how it works. I guarantee you'll forget that entire answer until you go in and you actually try to create that yourself, you know? And also, even, and if you might need 15 minutes of me, one-to-one, because you just want to get this training behind you, you know, feel free to use the VIP calendar if there's a spot available, you know, and if we really need to expedite your growth in that perspective,